Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Other Space PM, episode 7. I
Yeah.
got my boy Sean Nana in the house. I'm Jason the Ape. We're super excited to hang out with you guys. Everyone out there, thank you for finding the time to spend with us. We're excited to be here to chop it up with you. We got a ton to talk about, but before we even get there, Sean, we're going to have to cover what the fuck is a OTA. We're going to have to talk about the Rift opening up on Thursday. Thursday is going to be a busy, busy day. Rec League tournament also kicking off on Thursday. I got a Chimpers card in the mail today. I haven't even opened it, so we got to open that. But before we even get to any of that, man, how you doing, homie?
Dude, I'm feeling good. What up, everyone? What up, Jason? We're moving to Tuesdays because we cannot interfere with Monday Night Football. That
No, it
was an
can't be done.
oversight.
Yeah, can't be done.
That was an oversight.
That was
So
pre-football time.
we are going to be doing Other Space PM on Tuesdays, Tuesday nights, Tuesday evenings. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And now Monday night we got some purpose. We're talking football. We just completed our first week in fantasy football. That was super exciting. That Jets game,
Oh,
my goodness, dude.
bro. Let
So much
you
drama.
know, you know what I love about Other Space PM is we cover a lot of great topics, but we cover some fun shit also. And for us, fantasy football, NFL season, this was week 1. Monday Night Football kicked off. It was the legend of Aaron Rodgers and the potential of the Jets. And then 4 plays in roughly, I think, 76 seconds, I saw something like that. His career probably ended, man. But how'd your fantasy team do yesterday?
Oh, well, I had Garrett Wilson, man. I need him to score like fucking 2
Ooh,
touchdowns.
that catch he
But
had should have counted for 2 touchdowns because that was so pretty.
that was beautiful, man. He had Zach Wilson, the backup quarterback, who I've got to become familiarized with the Jets team through Hard Knocks, the
Hmm.
HBO special, which was so awesome, especially with the way the game ended.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, dude, yeah, Garrett Wilson's catch. I don't know if you guys seen it. We could probably pull it up because I know it's on our timeline, but that was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It was a wild game all in all.
Super dope snag. But yeah, overall, like, man, I feel bad for the fans. Not as bad as I feel for New York Giants fans who got whooped really bad on Sunday. But
Yeah.
other than
Too
that,
many
man, I'm just
interceptions
excited.
thrown.
Dude, just everything. Like week 1 is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So nice to have some American football just in our lives again. And mostly because I get to play fantasy football with all my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got some ETH on the line. Shout out to Lobesy for getting the highest score this week and winning a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh
It's not
so
bad, man. You know what? I snuck a win in at the last second. I was playing against Gene, and he had Aaron Rodgers
he
as
had
the
Aaron Rodgers.
quarterback, and I was like, "Oh shit, he went out, bro." I still almost lost with a
I
player
know.
out. He had the
He
kicker
needed
and the
one
defense.
drive. Aaron Rodgers
No.
just needed one drive.
Oh my god, I was just having a heart attack all night long, but I
Uh,
survived. I'm 1-0 in fantasy. Uh, we got to build. All right,
Here
shout
we
out.
are.
This is the tip. Cheers, brother.
Yeah, cheers, man. I think, I've only opened this and drank this while we're on Other Space PM.
You
So,
know what? I think 288 should sponsor Other Space PM with just beverage, and he can be the official, assistant of content creation. So there's an idea there. Well, listen,
oh,
while you're having that sip, before we even get into anything, I got a
yeah, what are
Chimpers
you doing?
card in the mail, right? And
What?
yeah. So if anyone
Cheers,
does
everyone.
cheers. I'm gonna have to cheers with you. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, big ears. Hey, I heard that my whole childhood. Come on now. How'd you know my nickname? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I do the Chimpers Adventures. I've been holding a Chimper since the beginning, and I guess at some point came across something that put me in a raffle for a card, a physical, and I got it. So I'm gonna open the box right now and take the first look at it. I'm very excited about this. I love anything physical. You know, we were looking earlier and we all
Hey,
have like
yo.
mints and busts. Whoa.
Oh shit.
Chimpers.
Let's see.
Oh my
You
god.
gotta bring it. We gotta bring it up closer. Hold on.
Oh, oh, this is gonna be tough, man. This is sick as fuck.
Wait,
So
you got like some mirrored holographic.
yeah, bro, with chimpers on the back right here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty sick. I'll have to post a picture on in the Other Space Discord to show you the true beauty of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
wow, this is super, super, super sick.
Damn, bro. That's sick. So wait, how did you get that?
In the adventure, you get to roll every day, and I came across probably something that put me into a raffle, and I won it. You know, one of the prizes even was Grateful's chocolate, so somebody ended up winning that
Nice.
as a prize. You know, bro, for
Nice.
me being a card collector, getting a physical card like this is super, super cool. I actually still
I have
have,
your card. Your
bro.
card's right
I
up
got
there.
look at these are all my cards too of mine. I got a little. I think I bought most of the cards that are of my board ape. Um, look, I got Dan Brown. I might have to do this someday. Do a giveaway, but I even appreciate the
Yeah.
fact that you bought one, man. It's
Dude,
crazy.
I bought a set and they messed up my order, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
it was crazy, dude.
well,
I'm glad I at least got one.
yeah, I
But
might be working with another person who's working on a card, and this time there's an NFC chip in it, so you put your phone up to it, and it brings up the NFT, which I thought was kind of cool.
yo, I got some fucking old wax NFTs of Jason the Ape before Jason the Ape of the Hustle House.
I mean,
Yo, I
there's
got a
some good shit.
holographic of you.
Oh, yeah, 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 those were good times, man.
Yo,
You you know, I think
I gotta find that,
I'm
dude.
the only person I know that has, like, for years worn shirts of myself, I like, I have pictures I have T-shirts of my own human face on my T-shirt that I wear often, so,
Yo,
I don't know what that
Jason,
says about me,
you
but
you used to like send you're like, yo,
but
I'm minting this, and it's a photo of you that you kind of like recreated and minted it. And then I was minting photos. Like my wallet is just like a Jason photo book.
hey, you know, exploration and artistic creativity is part of the
I
journey.
don't yeah, I'm not mad, dude, because
It's funny to look
just
back, though.
you were just putting shit out like, yo, I'm
Just
doing this,
trying
I'm doing this.
everything, yeah. It was good
Like I
times,
just
man.
sold one.
I know the first time I sold a picture of myself to somebody as an NFT, I was like, "Yo, this shit is crazy." NFTs. They're the best. They're the best. All right, let's get into it, man. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I almost
All right, all right,
freaking
all right, all right, all
288
right.
all over my setup,
Oh
dude.
my god, don't 288 everywhere. All right, listen. So we got to talk about the most pressing thing, like the most pressing thing before we even get to the OTA. You know, we've been on that heavy metal grind for a while. We've been Sean and I
Oh
and many
man.
community members from other space. We streamed all of season 1. I think we're the only community that did that every single day. Are we in the 4th season now, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in season 4, which is a long season.
It's a long season, and the Rift was supposed to open, right? And it got delayed. And guess what? They announced the other day that it's gonna open on the 14th, on a
Yeah.
Thursday. Interesting enough point, Sean, and this is something NFT Traveler brought up to me, is that no matter what days they've skewed because they've had to push it back, they're adjusting dates, the end date seems to be consistent. The end
Mhm.
date seems to line up with Ape Fest, right? There seems to be something about that end date. So I'm curious, you know, are you excited about the Forge? And also separately, have you thought about that end date part? Because that's interesting, and I don't hear enough people talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something that there was like a little discussion I remember hearing, and I feel that they have the opportunity to kind of mess around with the dates within it. You don't want to see them push everything back again. I think the compromise, and they know what they're doing,
Right.
but they know what the rift is going to entail, and I think they're just going to cut it a week. You know what I mean? So we'll see. As far as the end date, and yeah, maybe there is something aligned. You know, I know J Bond like pointed out the amount of seasons and when how it lined up into 8 Fest, and I thought that was really interesting. So it's just like, yo, you do not want people like going crazy in 8 Fest. You had a hard enough time keeping up with your Forge in Miami. Imagine 8 Fest in Hong Kong.
Bro.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean,
so
yeah, I went down a whole tier. You're right.
yeah, but
Mm.
you're still good. You're still good. You got some legendaries, and that's the only thing though. You might still have another shot at the same amp if the amps are all the same as the first 3 seasons. Because season 4, we got that beam amp, which was distributed at the end of season 1.
Right.
So if the next one is like Slash and then Hack or whatever the other two are, if it's going to repeat those amps for seasons 4, 5, and 6, then you might be able to be like, all right, cool. You know, I'm pretty laxed on 4 and 5, seasons 4 or 5, because you secured those legendaries. But that last amp that you missed the legendary on, that would be season 6 for you. So perhaps that would be one where you would want to give it another shot,
I
you
see what
know?
you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm 8 points away from 133 right now, and 133 ranking is what you need for that legendary. And I've just decided I'm going to be content with that because I would have to buy votes, and I just don't want to do it. Like I did it last season, and I still didn't accomplish my goal. So it just it's not for me. I'm gonna be content with an epic, and that's that, you know. But I'm excited for going into the Rift, right? And I did a bit of an explainer video breaking down the hunt yesterday, which if you
Which
guys
was
haven't checked,
dope.
thank you, bro. If you haven't checked it out, guys, it's on our YouTube playlist here. But I think my biggest takeaway from that is how important it is going to be to go into the Rift and explore and pick up all these items, right? Because you're going to want to focus on crafting. You're going to want to focus on making your heavy metal as badass as possible so that when you get to the boss in season 6 and at the tail end of season 6, you can handle him and or handle it and handle it accordingly, because I'm going to assume the quicker you do it, the better the reward you'll probably get, right? So it seems that way. But at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
that's a good point.
I've been going over the crafting. I'm gonna work on a little crafting video later, and one of the takeaways from that is you need to focus on crafting. You need to focus on refining your objects. You know, there's 4 different biomes, and it seems that the difficulty levels of the biomes may correspond to the items you find in
Isn't
terms of
there
their
5?
rarity. There's 4 that you can choose, and there's a 5th that you might be able to like stumble upon, right? So
Yeah,
that
that 5th
5th one
biome, that
is,
shimmer.
yeah, that's where you're gonna find those extra rare items that are really gonna help you along the way, but you have to decide, do I have enough battery life to go explore that extra bit, right? So it's gonna be a balancing
Gears.
game. Yeah,
That's
I
how they
haven't
get you.
spent 1 ape
That's how
coin
they
yet,
get you.
so I'm gonna have to balance, right?
Wow, you still haven't spent a single ape coin in heavy metal?
Not one. No.
Good for you. Good for you. I mean, I say good for you just because like it saves a lot of time. You know, like
Yeah.
when I got those, and I was thinking about it because you mentioned like, you know, we started at the same time. We both kind of like we didn't have the best, even for our main heavies, we didn't have the best strategy like right off the bat. You know what I mean? We just started
Mhm.
building, and fortunately we didn't fuck up too much. But anyways, 4 seasons down the line, here I am with like 15 million plus energy forge capacity. And you were just slightly behind me, you mentioned, right?
Right,
But I used gears. You know what I mean?
right,
I
right.
used gears on those from level 10 to a level 11 portals. And that saved me a whole lot of time. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
22 hours. And then I think one's even more than that.
I mean,
So
this is where my day one Reaver's at right now.
Oh, damn. Oh,
I've got
oh,
you know
God.
what? There's too many.
Oh,
We're
God.
balancing NFT Traveler and I are balancing over 20 heavies right now, so there's no time to clean. But six tiles away from unlocking that fourth.
That's what
And
you need, the no shit tile, man.
yeah, and you know what? It's been interesting. A lot of people have kind of said this frustration of them delaying was irritating because some people spent ape coin to get their amps, I mean their forges ready, you know. But for others, we look at it as like, oh cool, we got a little extra time, you know. So getting these tiles now, they tend to be really long builds, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
it's nice to almost have a little extra time. The 14th will be here before we know it, and in 2 days it'll be Thursday, and then we'll have 10K TF. We're gonna have the Rift. We're gonna have the Rec League tournament. Who knows what else might fall into our laps, right? Because there's a lot coming nowadays with content, and maybe this is an opportunity to kind of talk about what else is going on, right, with Rec League because we claimed our boxes the other day, dude, and the tournament's about
Mhm.
to start. But before we even get to that, did you have a chance to see the founders tournament the other day? I know you're busy with some fam,
Yeah,
but
it's my mom's birthday.
yeah, shout out to mom, happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I was on the way back home. I tapped into the Discord in other space and was able to watch a little bit of it. So I was really dope. It was really dope to just kind of watch the stream over there and just chop it up with the community. But um, pretty soon after I started watching it, my daughter, who it's a long drive back, and my
Mhm.
daughter started, she started saying, "Bus, bus," and what she means by that is wheels on the bus. So I had to turn it off a little bit, play
Uh,
wheels on the bus.
that's her jam right now.
Yeah, just so that,
Like
one of the
wheels on the bus.
priorities is
Oh,
keep her good on that long trip. You know
she's
what
a
I mean?
sweetheart,
Because you
man.
don't want to have a crying, upset baby in the back.
Nah,
So,
nobody wants that.
um, so yeah, like I caught some of it, but like I mostly I caught it driving and listening to
All
what was
right.
happening.
Well,
So,
let
I
me
saw.
walk you through it. Let me
Yeah,
walk you
please,
through it.
man.
So there was a lot of let's look for it and I'll bring it up in a second, but there was all right, here's the only part that I took away. I'll give you the two parts and then I'll go more into it more realistically. The
Wait,
two part
they were in the office in Korea, it
bro,
looked like.
you know what? Let's go ahead and watch this video that they did a little replay, right? This took 40 seconds.
Okay, I don't think I could hear it. You might have to reshare with the browsers.
All right. Give me 2 seconds to adjust that.
Yeah, no worries.
Um,
But yo, in the meantime, what up, everyone that is tuning in? Chat, we see you. Adam, Justin, Benja, Vlad, Top Shot. Yo, what up, Mario? How you doing,
yo,
Saucies, Tuggies?
everyone hit
What's
that
up?
like button for the fam.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys tapping in with us, This makes it even more fun just seeing everyone's comments, seeing everyone's initial impressions as well. You guys give us a lot to talk about as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Curious on what you thought about the Founders
I
Cup.
would love to hear people's thoughts on the Founders Cup because it was not a smooth experience to kick it off.
Oh,
I'm
really?
gonna go into that in a minute. No, it
Okay,
wasn't.
let's watch this
But
44
let's watch
seconder.
this. Yeah.
In full screen.
Just for that, I'm gonna have to try harder.
When it flows into like crazy mode, it's like they just fully on.
Better than I thought.
Dude, that was legit.
Oh.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. And the ultimate afterwards.
Unblockable!
The only way to avoid that was try to warp kick through it to get behind them and stay air.
All right. So first off, that was a blast to watch. I gotta say, and I'll go back to my two short little thoughts. Right, one, it was super fun to watch, and I'm super bummed Spencer Tucker didn't win because Jonah kind of worked him.
Oh,
All right,
damn.
but with that
Yeah, I
said,
heard that.
Jonah got to play before. You know what I mean?
He did. He was part of the demo.
Yeah, so you got to give him a
Spencer's
little
been
effort.
head down.
Second thing is this tournament made me want to play the game so badly, dog.
Really?
Like I was like, yo, this looks like fun. The finishing moves, the like over the top, really beautiful aesthetic visuals. I was like, yeah, this looks cool. I'm not a Mortal Kombat, kind of fighter person. I don't know the right moves. I'm a button smasher. I have 7 boxes that I have to open and figure out what am I going to do with these, right? This tournament made me so excited. And every day I see them posting more and more lore, and it's getting me kind of like, oh, there's good stuff coming. Shout out to Wab from Sappy Seals. He took home the W.
Dang.
He took it home. But it was interesting because realistically, when it started off, it was both streamed on YouTube and Twitch, and we had a little viewing party in the Discord. We were hanging out. Daducator was there. A lot of the homies were there. Appreciate everyone coming through. And it kind of went like all of a sudden the YouTube started not working appropriately and it kind of died the stream. And I'm like, shit, is that me relaying it or what? No, it's them. Hey, we're going to Twitch. All right, cool. We finally go over to Twitch.
Oh, damn.
Now, when they have the screens up, the names are wrong and whatever, the audio's not coming through, but like it was still fun, right?
Okay.
Like that wasn't like anything bad with the game. It was
it seemed
was
like it was a
production.
put together tournament. They got
Yeah,
founders, they got
yeah.
communities together, and then the founders earn a bunch of majestic boxes that they can give out to the community, right?
Yeah, that's what I hear. And then everybody got something. So, I don't know how they disperse it or whatnot, but it was a cool experience. They
Yo,
stream.
what was this thing? Like Vlad, I saw this because Wabsmec had some crazy rockets keeping him in the air for so long. It looks like he had like this long distance, kind of like he was just like mac, 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 mac.
Some of them definitely did have different weapons and different abilities, right? And they asked Wab, like, how did you put yours together? And he was like, I was just giving it, and I just like was good at fighting games, so I
Yeah, of
won.
course.
But
Okay.
but in the future, we're gonna be able to customize and build, and it was kind of funny because the person leading it was doing great with leading questions, and he was like asking him all these things. He's like, I don't know these questions or these answers. So there was a lot of opportunity for a better experience, but the gameplay was exhilarating. I was like, damn, I can't wait to fucking play this with the community.
Yeah.
I know they announced all these cool prizes for the current tournament. Let's go ahead and bring that up actually. So it's going to be cool, right? It definitely is going to be an opportunity for people to get some prizes. They're going to have a tournament structured in a very interesting way. And I would love to go over it with you because I'm not sure that I grasped it all the way entirely correctly. Because if it is what I thought, you're going to have to put some effort into winning this, right? But there's going to be this tournament that kicks off on the 14th through the 28th. There's 3 daily windows that open for an hour and a half per window.
Time out. 14th is this Thursday.
Yes, sir.
So the Rift is opening. We're going to be hosting OTHERspace FM, and the first in-game tournament is about to kick off.
So, and this is the issue with the tournament. As I said, they have 3 specific 1.5 hour slots where the value of your competition is only ranked during those time periods, right? So we'll get to that in a second, but it appears you have to go to recleague.xyz, download this game thing app, whatever. I haven't done it yet because I don't want to always be the first person. I've been patient. We're going to be able to play if you own a mech. And so if you claimed one, you minted one, this is your opportunity to get in. If you got a majestic box, you're going to be able to open up your parts, create one. If you got a founder's box, you're going to reveal and have the opportunity to play. If you have, I think the founder's box, you have to win 3 times and then you get to sell it. But the rewards are the interesting part, right?
Well, the founder mech, because the boxes will automatically be revealed. And then if you want to be able to make that transferable, you do have to win 3 matches.
Right. But
the boxes will automatically be revealed to my understanding.
So then let's check out the rewards, right, for the tournament. You get an iconic holo spec, which is a 1 of 1. And I believe that goes to the first to third. Let's look for a different graphic real quick. They have a different one that breaks it down. This is the one I'm looking for. So these are the windows too on the side that we'll cover, but ranking 1 to 3, you get the iconic Holo Spec, which is an exclusive entity that ensures future ownership of an arena NFT. That got me intrigued.
That's what we need. We need the
That's
arena.
what I was like, yo,
We
that's
need the
money,
arena.
right?
Yeah, the arena NFT is what we kind of talked about in a couple of OTHERspace PM chats, where the arena NFT allows you to host tournaments on your own, and there's even tiers for these arena NFTs. Like he was mentioning TK, I think, the CEO of Enway.
Yep.
He was talking about how like some arena NFTs might have like a starter tier where you have a certain amount of people that are able to join at once. You have limited customization. And then even the cuts and rewards as people join the tournament, that gets collected from the arena NFT owner, because they're the ones who's hosting and putting on the event. And so they were just talking about how, like, for instance, if OTHERspace had an arena NFT, we would be able to have that arena ideally have some sort of customization options. You know, maybe we get sponsors, right? And we take some of the sponsors and we put them up there, and we host this event. We make it big. We get people who are entrants in this. The money for the entrance goes into that prize pool, you know, that's going to go to some of the winners. But each person who enters, the hosts will ultimately get a cut, so that they would be compensated for hosting the actual event. And so, yeah, man,
we definitely want that then.
Yeah, and you know what? The Founders Cup, just kind of seeing the two guys that were commenting on the games and the matches, I kind of took away a little bit from that. You know, considering I was driving and I was listening, I was like, yo, these guys are enthusiastic. They're like, yo, he just did the power uppercut. Da, da, da. It's like, yo, they thought it was like the biggest deal for every one of those moves, you know, and really got myself like wondering, like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now?
That's funny, dog. I mean, I loved the animations of all those power moves, and it really got me excited. You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember X-Men games back in the day where they'd have like these really big power-ups that were very dramatic? That's what I took away, where I was like, wow, I can't wait to play this. So I'm excited. But you know, going back to like the rankings of the prizes, right? Like you get those holo specs, that's going to be rare. That's going to people who are going to put together insane amounts of time. And you can obviously see all the different rewards here. If you're looking, if you're listening, you know, we'll have to chime over it in a second, but here are the daily leaderboard scoring windows. And this is the part that makes me a little bit curious as how this is going to work. 3 to 4:30 p.m. daily.
Yeah, little 90-minute action.
Right. 11 to 12:30, 7 to 8:30 daily. That means if it's cumulative, I need to be playing in each window, and I need to be winning in each window to get to these top tier prizes, right? Like, it's beautiful to see that there's 17,000 available prizes, which you go all the way to a common part. So it seems like if you participate, you're going to get something.
Okay, so now I'm starting to see, like, yo, first of all, these windows, those are some really good times in my opinion.
Like, but is that PST or what? It just says PT.
Yeah, PT.
So that's our time.
Yep. So, you know, you're looking at 3 to 4:30, like prime afternoon jump off. 11 to 12:30. So
AM
11
or PM?
Well, 11 a.m. to 12:30.
So why isn't that in front, right?
That's, you know confusing. That's not clear. Oh, that's wait, confusing. No, it's 24-hour clock. So yeah, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then because they're using the 24-hour clock, that's why it's 0300, you know. So and then 1900, which is 7 o'clock p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 windows. I don't know why 11 to 12:30 is window number 2. Does
Yeah.
that mean that this starts on September 14th? How long is this going to last?
2 weeks till the
Oh,
28th.
September 28th. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know,
Alright.
man. I mean, this is one of those things where, like, I don't think I personally am going to be getting a iconic hollow spec, but like, I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to try. If it corresponds with all these different things where we have, the Forge and the Rift is opening, and I still got to pay attention to 10K ATF, and it's Thursday, so we got to do other Space FM. There's just so much to do, and plus, I can't spend all my time playing games. I know I'm still going to be setting alarms for 2:30 to be like, all right, I'll be in front of my computer, right?
Yeah,
Because
how do you enter?
I mean, it's simple. You just turn it on and play the game, apparently, is what it appears to be, right? And
Really?
anything played between those time periods is
Oh.
quantified as, something for that tournament.
Oh, so okay, hold on. You'll be able to play Rec League, compete for points, and place on the leaderboard. You will have to earn points through play during specific times for the leaderboard score to count. Win games and you'll move up the chart. So all you got to do is log in and play during those windows, and all the points are being recorded during those windows, and it's going to have a leaderboard by the end of those windows.
So all that other play is just, if I'm trying to be like, I need to sell it or I want to do whatever.
Yeah.
But that window is really that competitive time where they're kind of hoping that more people will come and compete. And I was reading some of the comments, and people were comparing it to Fortnite experiences and different gaming experiences. And this is all new to me. So all I know is I have to figure out how to spend an extra 90 minutes times 3 per day into my schedule if I want to compete for one of these top dog prizes, which, to be real honest with you, I don't know. I don't know that I'll be able to get there, right? And so I'm looking at one mech set of Coda, one mech made entirely of Coda parts. That's going to go to 6 people. That's going to go to 6 people, I think, right? 4 to 10.
Okay.
11 to 25, one mech legendary, one mech made entirely of legendary parts, and so on. It kind of gets distributed on downward. But it makes me think like, all right, I got a legendary box. I got a Coda box. Maybe that prize isn't what it's about for me. Maybe there's a different gaming experience. Maybe there's different tournaments on the horizon that might be more appealing, right? Because
yeah, it's one.
I was hoping
leaderboard
for money, but that's just me.
Well, dude, that's the thing, is this could translate into money if you want to sell that. You know what I mean?
If you win 3 times with it.
What do you mean?
Like, for any of these, do I have to win 3 times to sell it, or if I get any of these, can I just sell it?
Oh, these I'm sure you can. They're ready to go.
Even if it's a majestic box, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because the majestic boxes those are different than the claims.
Than the founders boxes,
Yeah,
right?
the founders boxes are the ones that's going to reveal a mech.
That's right. So the majestic boxes have been reselling and are allowed to be resold. It's the founders boxes that need to be, used and 3 fights won rather.
Yeah, to be able to transfer it.
All right, for sure. That makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of info
so all
here.
of these could have some potential value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can decide you want to like do this, because like some of these prizes, if you get a mech that has all Coda parts, then dude, you have a much greater chance at getting extra points in the next tournament. You know what I'm saying? And earning more rewards. So I guess it comes down to the same predicament that we're in with heavy metal.
I can't wait to open my Yuga box and see what's inside, dog.
No, you're still lucky, dude. I remember popping my box open. Oh wait, yo. When we were on the live stream, and then afterwards you figured it out, and you got 3 different boxes because you got 3 Codas, and one of them was a Yuga legendary box, dude. I'm super stoked for you.
I did the math, and it was like 2% to hit one of those. And so I did a post like, "Hey, if you have a coda, go mint it. The claim's still open till the 13th, which is tomorrow, right? So today's the 12th as we're going live. Tomorrow's the 13th. That's your last date of claim your founder's box. So if you have a coda and you haven't claimed, grab one, or claim it rather." And I posted
Yeah, you
about
need
that.
to do that.
And one of the ape homies claimed his and got a Yuga box. And I
There
was
it
like, good
is.
shit, like I love it because if someone's gonna get it, I hope it's someone that's paying attention to the content we're putting out, and the fact that a homie got one, you gotta love it. But yeah, it's gonna be sick, dude. I can't wait to play this tournament. I can't wait to fight against friends in the community and just kind of have fun with it. I'm excited to explore the fact that there's still more claims to come in the future for mutants.
Yeah.
They get a bonus if they have a kennel. The apes will be able to claim down the line. But I wish Rec League the best of luck because if they win, a lot of us can win alongside them. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, dude. I think it's one of those games where it has the potential to catch a larger audience than just the Yuga audience. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
I'm all for that, especially if they're introducing things like the IP, right? We have like some of Curtis is part of it, Blue is a part of it. We have new characters that are coming from the Yugaverse that are a part of it. I forget homeboy's name. What's his name? The one that's like behind the computer smoking a cigar or a cigarette.
Okay, I don't know.
Chat, help me out, dude. Why am I blanking on the new character's name? He's super cool.
The new character.
Cheech? No. Is it Cheech?
No.
All right.
I don't know. Hit the like button if you don't know.
Yeah, no, but I love the fact that they're adding new characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's really cool.
All right,
And
well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, earlier today we were watching the Apple event in the OTHERspace Discord. This was a keynote. Typically the keynotes in September, they usually announce new iPhone stuff. And anyway, as I was watching the event, it was just like, man, how cool would it be if it's Chong. Wait, is it Chong?
If you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because I said Cheech. But how cool would it be? Because as I was watching it and they were like demonstrating different games that were on it and showcasing it during the keynote, I was just like, bro, how sick would it be if Rec League was up there right now, just showcasing the graphics and all that stuff? I was like, dude, you know what? Like, that's not far-fetched to have like Legends of Tomorrow or something like a year or two down the road, show up in one of the Apple events. How sick would that be? Oh, shit. Hey, Jason, you're muted.
Yo, let's try that again. That's what happens when you're drinking. I would love it, and I think it would be super cool, but who knows if that's going to happen. Here's what I do know is that a lot of these people that we're following in terms of investors for these companies, they have their hands in a lot of pots. And so like Yatsu, when you think about like Animoca and Enway and Yuga Labs and all these different things, like, and you hear Spencer Tucker talk about interoperability, you start to dream that actually could happen, that all of a sudden I could take this Bored Ape into all the different games in the future and it gets to be whatever I dream it to be. So fuck yeah, that'd be amazing. I hope it happens. I'm glad you streamed that Discord, that Apple event in Discord. Guys, if you haven't joined the OTHERspace FM Discord, what is wrong with you? No,
Come on.
No, I'm just kidding. It's been a good time. We got friends in there. Go to otherspace.fm, check out our website. You can find the Discord link there if you haven't already joined.
And we know how like intimidating and shitty Discord can be because we were those people who
it's different
avoided Discord.
Things are different now. It's better.
Well, it's better because that's where the people are at. You know what I mean? So you kind of just go where the community goes. And if we're gaming together, if we're doing things together, if we're speculating together, it was one of those epiphanies where Jason and I were like, yo, we want to do all these really awesome things when we started just creating a vision board and a deck for what we want to do in the other side with OTHERspace. And everything that we want to do, like, yo, let's have a room where it's, you know, for speculation on all of this stuff. And like, it's, you know, covered in tinfoil. You know what I mean? Let's have this room where it's more on like builders chat and it's like a board room, you know, where, you know, builders can come together and collaborate and all that. And it's just like, yo, nothing is stopping us from doing any of that with the tools that are currently given. So I think it's a matter of whatever the meta is, we need to use these tools that are current to us, like Discord, and figure out like what's the best way to organize these types of conversations. You know what I mean?
And it goes back to the same premise, and we're going to say this time and time again to the point where you in our audience may actually become sick of us saying this, but it's not to say it's not important to continue to repeat, is that we all plan on experiencing life in the metaverse. That's why we look forward to the other side, right? That's a given. But what's different between that experience and Discord and Twitter and all these things, right? And Sean and I realized early on where we need to be able to have experiences and events in Discord if we ever plan on doing stuff in the metaverse. There should be a similarity and it not such a difference, right? So having fun in Discord, getting to know each other, helping with games, looking forward to Legends of Mara. I never enjoyed Discord until OTHERspace FM. I dealt with it. I participated because you kind of have to, but now I actually look forward to it. So that's just an aside and a little bit of a drunken ramble. But you know what? Let's address Anthony's point, and then let's talk about the OTA, right? Because I said this early on. An OTA is nothing more than a coda without a K. But am I right? I don't know. So Anthony asks, to claim a Rec League box from a coda, is it KYC? No. To claim a Rec League Founders box, all you have to do is have had your coda in the wallet before their snapshot, I believe. And then
or reach out to them, you know, with a support ticket if you're having any issues. You don't need to connect your cold wallet to claim.
I did it through my warm wallet, real simple.
But the Founders box will airdrop to your cold wallet.
Yes.
So just know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Anthony, connect your warm wallet to the recleague.xyz website and make sure you're clicking on official links. And then as long as you connect your warm or delegate wallet, both are supported, you'll be able to claim a Founders box for each coda that you own that's in that cold wallet. Once you claim that, you'll pay the gas. However, the airdrop will be the Founders box will be airdropped to the wallet that contains the coda.
Right.
And that will not be transferable or sellable until you actually it reveals on the 14th, and then you actually play.
I can't wait.
And win 3 matches with that Founders mech.
And if anyone wants to win 3 matches, just DM me. I'll let you win. Psych. I'm going to burn everybody. I can't wait. Sean, you and I are going to have an OTHERspace FM battle live stream.
We just unlock Founders mechs.
Yeah.
Let's unlock Founders mechs.
I'm not going to say that we're going to stream every experience, but I plan on streaming some of the Rec League fighting because I do think it will be quite fun to share that with everyone else.
Yeah, you know, shout out Kid A. Yeah, dude, OTHERspace FM battle. We got an OTHERspace arena that's going to be coming up. The KYC stuff in the beginning had me ignoring it. This is helpful. Thank you. I think the KYC turned a lot of people off with it. One thing that we know is the KYC will be required for the mint.
Right.
So the mints are those majestic boxes that if you own Dakota, you're on the allow list to be able to mint one of those, and those costed 158 coin. And those have more flexibility with what you can do with that mech, because it's actually 10 different parts that you can actually deconstruct, or it comes deconstructed. You're in the garage, and then you put together 10 different parts to create a mech. It mints that mech and essentially burns those 10 different parts, mints that mech, and now that mech can actually be used as a game character. And if you KYC, you'll be eligible to earn 50% revenue if someone purchases and uses that particular mech in the Web 2 version.
Listen,
And
I would love if all of our audience bought my mech when I just please. I need.
yeah, I think
How is that going to work?
That's a huge question mark, right? Like every time we are able to talk to any of the founders, I think this is something like we should continue to ask questions. There's a really great space that was going on. And one of the questions that was asked was, are there limitations to selling the mech or whatnot? And essentially you're selling copies of it to someone who's in the free-to-play mode that ends up purchasing as an in-app purchase.
Right.
But how does one's mech, which there's thousands of us that might be making a mech, how does one's mech actually go up for sale? There may be specific windows that you can do it. There may be certain time lengths that
there
you
absolutely
can have
is
it up
time
for
length.
sale.
There absolutely
there even may be specific stores that they curate to essentially franchise different stores from different communities.
Yeah.
Right. And then feature that store. So there's a lot of different things that are possible in this. And I think it would be really interesting if we continue to make waves. Maybe we can have like an OTHERspace store and get as many people from the community that has really dope mechs to put their stuff up for sale, and that being one of the featured stores for all of those players to be able to browse. You know what I mean?
And that was one of the things we talked about too, with even if them giving 50%, right? It's not going to be like you sell one or two of these and it's going to change your life financially. This is going to be a volume play. You're going to hope that you sell, hundreds, if not thousands of the copy of your mech to actually make a worthwhile financial experience, more than likely, right? So
we might be a little biased, but like how much, if you were a gamer that's not into Web3, not into NFTs, right? How much do you think you would pay to get like a mech that in the game where you're like, yo, this is actually sick and it's going to help me win because it's super OP? What's that price that you would probably pay for one of those like mechs?
Sure. No, let's think about like Call of Duty, right? And like relate it to that. Like I buy skins every once in a while in Call of Duty. And so on a night when I'm feeling sassy and I'm just like having a little fun, I might drop 25, 50 bucks on some coins to buy some different skins, right? And I might play them for 5, 6 battles and never touch them again. So now I just wasted 25, 50 bucks in a matter of speaking, but I felt
it even gets more abstract when you convert it to like whatever soft currency they have, right? Like with Call of Duty,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
You get like 10,000 coins.
Yeah, for like and then they trick you too, because you're like, oh, if I get $99 worth, I get like 25% more, so I might as well buy it. But when you think about like direct ownership, if I'm like, oh, if I buy this extra, piece and I can sell it, maybe there's a value correlation. So I don't know. I think like an average day player, 20 bucks is fair to say that's a good amount to spend on a game.
I think that's too much. I think, I'm in line with what Mario, aka Frosty, said. $5 to $10 US, I think that's like on the high end.
Yeah. I mean, it depends too, right? Like 5, 10 to 20, it depends on like how does it justify in terms of battle? If I buy this, do I know I'm going to have a huge competitive advantage in battle? I might pay for that. It's interesting. It's interesting. There's a
Yeah.
lot to be determined. We're a long way from figuring it out, but damn,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll see.
excited to cover it and talk about it. But I want to switch over to what the fuck is an OTA, right? With OTHERspace FM, all roads lead to the other side. This came out recently from the other side Twitter page, and they kind of led us on a journey, right? It was 4 posts, but mainly it was these stunning graphics that I'm kind of wanting to take a look at and digest, right? Like we have this little group of a coda, I think an enchanter maybe. I'm not even sure what this is, and it's going through all these actions, but the takeaway at the end of it is the quest to return the Oda to other side will unfold over the course of its seasons. As they learn how to farm and fend for themselves, Oda will acquire new skills and set out on adventures to explore the wilds. But first, you'll need to train them to contend with the dangerous paths, right? So now we have a point for the vessels. We have a point for how kind of the next part of the game is coming out, and we still have more to discover. So Sean, what was your initial takeaway when you saw this? Like, what did you think an Oda was? Do you get anything from this, or do we need to look to the second, third, and fourth post from this string to kind of get a little bit better understanding?
Ooh, first of all, Renato, what is it? What does Oda mean in Japanese, if you happen to know? But yeah, the quest to return the Oda to the other side. I'm thinking to myself, like, where are they now then? You know what I mean? If they need to return to the other side, are they on the other side? So I'm curious on like the language there. That was one of my first impressions is just like, yo, what do they mean by returning to the other side? Like, if that's the case, where are they right now?
Yeah.
So that to me just kind of took me back into the whole idea of kind of like Stranger Things, where there's the upside down world,
Right.
and then with the other side, there's so many different parallels to where we have these first 100,000 deeds. There's apparently another 100,000 deeds that I haven't forgot about. But is that the other side of the deeds? So yeah, that was kind of like, okay, is the goal here for all of the Oda, which is all of the creatures of the other side, to get back to the other side?
Yeah.
So that was like my first impression when I first like read a lot of this, and I thought that was interesting from like a storytelling standpoint.
No, absolutely. And to Renato's question of what is Oda? Oda, it's a Japanese name. In Japanese, and this is according to ChatGPT, in Japanese, Oda is a term that can have various meanings depending on the context. It can refer to order, request, command, or wish among the interpretations. The meaning of Oda can be influenced by the surrounding words and the specific situation in which it's used. So that's kind of interesting, right? When you take that correlation.
That is interesting. Let me ask Hoppa. Maybe Hoppa knows what Oda is. I'm going to go in the Hoppa hut in the Discord. What is Hoppa? What is an...
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up the second post and read it real quick. Every legend starts somewhere. This one starts at your camp. In Legends of the Mara, your camp is where you farm and fragments, house your loot, and form the team that'll defend your land. Each season, a new limited supply of fragments will be ready to harvest. Harvest them quickly. They won't be there forever. You can combine fragments with a seasonal catalyst to transform a Mara into a Kodamara, or save them up. They'll be useful in future phases of the game, but proceed carefully. The full potential of these fragments is still unknown. That's interesting. So you're going to want to collect these items. You don't have to use them. You're encouraged to use them, but there's a future use if you don't use them. But also be careful because we don't know what they are.
Yeah. First of all, Hoppa doesn't know. So we gotta work on that. But could you click on this image and maybe zoom in to some of the text? Because I think that's kind of what's the most critical thing in all of these right here.
I love that. Hoppa doesn't know. So your camp, your camp is your armory where you form your team and in preparation to the hunt and farm. The fragment and the loot are acquired by farming and hunting are deposited here. If you
Well, let's
sell,
pause real quick. Sorry,
okay,
just line by line. Like your camp is your armory where you form your team in preparation to hunt and farm. So I would imagine in Legends on the Mara, we have similar to like we have a garage in heavy metal, we have the camp in Legends of the Mara. And in the camp, we have the ability to decide how to outfit our deeds, our worker slots. And I also think where it says to form your team. Now, this term is vague enough to where it could be within forming your team within your own assets. But I also think that it's possible that we can team up with each other, similar to 10KTF bounties. And that would be a place where, you know, let's say Anthony, Kide, and Mario would like to team up for that particular round where we can go in the camp and decide to team up together and prepare to go on a hunt or farm with each other. That's what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? So that was like one thing that kind of like tickled my brain where when I read this as far as your camp, and camp is capitalized. So I feel like camp is going to be a name. It's a thing that we're going to have in Legends of the Mara where we be able to do all of those different things.
yeah, this is going to be exciting, man. There's a lot more to this, and Yuga is definitely the type of company that tells you a lot, and we overlook it. Even if you just look at the graphic, right? We're all sitting there. It's a group of people. They're sitting around. They're actively, at a camp. And I think of like Red Dead Redemption, like that was a part of the game where you'd go to your camp, and that's kind of where you acquired certain things. That's where you got your food. That's where you got your, materials you may need or whatever, right? So
Here's the thing though that is maybe contradictory to the theory I just kind of presented of teaming up with other people outside is all of this stores on the actual deed because it says the fragments and the loot that I can't even read it, dude. It's a little too small.
the fragments and the loot that acquired by farming and hunting are deposited here.
Yeah. Okay. So as your team goes and hunts or farms, all of that loot and the fragment get deposited into the deed.
Right.
And it says that if you sell your deed, that these fragments come as parts of the deed. So the fragments itself are not sellable, right? Because it's part of your deed. It gets deposited into that deed.
So that becomes the point where deeds actually have quite a different value depending on how much work you put into it.
Just like in heavy metal and forge, right? Like the game data will be a big part of this.
Yeah, very, very, very important. This is going to be interesting as we kind of play it and figure out real time. So I'm looking forward to it, man. As you look at this graphic, I can't help but just think how stunning it is, right? Like there really is a lot in these images, but there's a lot hidden in this text right here. And as I'm looking at the last one, right, fragments can be blended with the catalyst during the ritual in which Mara transform into Kodamara. The Oda have yet to discover all the potential benefit of these fragments.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of undiscovered
so fragments will be
purpose in
used. Fragments are going to be used in the conversion of a Mara to a Kodamara, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that they're even putting this into the farmer one. Wait, don't leave it yet because I think that second one is super interesting. The fact that they're putting this into the farmer one is also really interesting because in order to harvest any sort of sediment fragments, you need to at least set up a farmer to like farm it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's one of the most important things that you can do is like get yourself a farmer. If I was to prioritize hunting and farming, like I think, just having at least the ability to start harvesting from your deed would be really, really crucial. The second part, sediment stream from the core of other side. Sorry, I can't read it. Do you
Don't
mind?
worry, I'll read it to you.
Unless you zoom in.
Sediment streams from the core. Here, I'll zoom in as well. Oh, it doesn't want to do it anymore.
All right.
Sediments stream from the core of other side. Every season, a new limited supply of fragments may be harvested. Once all the fragments have been harvested, the core will remain depleted until the next season. So there's an
Okay.
essential limited supply each season that gets it gets re-established every season, but that particular fragment can only be harvested till it's depleted.
Yeah. So that I think that's so important, right? Is that your deed has a limited amount of production it can yield. And so I think that also goes into the sediment tiers, right? Because you might have 3 times as much production for a sediment tier 3 than you would for a sediment tier 1. And you might be able to yield more sediment fragments per season the higher tier that you have, and possibly quicker.
That makes sense. No, I mean it encourages the higher tier deeds as well. I imagine how I perceive that. So let's look at the next part because there's a lot here, right? So this is the next image, and we're just gonna read these bold points along the way. First off, shout out to Nash because he really tricked me. I thought that was Peanut. He really got me. I was like, that was a good post. Let's just read it. Oda moving in packs are more effective at killing than lone Oda. The more hunters you have, the faster you can take down Shattered. So the Shattered seem to be these giant creatures we're gonna find along the way.
Yeah,
And
it was the same kind of creature that we saw at the end of the second trip.
right. And these are these are going to be defeated with more volume of Odas. So if you happen to have more Odas or if maybe we can work together in some capacity, that's going to be to our benefit. The next one, to maximize your damage output, layer and time your special skills and buffs. With each new season, Oda will acquire new skills and be able to execute more complex combos, right? So Sean, do you see these button or these circles as like actions, right? Almost like this is like a power up or this is like an attack or something, right?
Yeah. We know it's a card game, and it's going to be more like turn based. And so these are similar to even Rec League, right? You even see at the bottom of Rec League, you have similar types of icons where you can be like, oh, once it's all loaded up, then I can be able to press it and execute on this attack.
Right.
This is cool because, clearly it shows a weapon, and this might be a weapon attack. But yeah, I think what's interesting about this is that each season, the Oda, which whether it be a Mara or Kodamara or a Koda even, will acquire new skills and be able to execute more complex combos. So I would imagine if you are playing this character in season 1, that's going to be beneficial for season 2 versus starting fresh in season 2.
Right.
Because you're going to already begin to acquire new skills and combos that will help defeat the Shattered.
Yeah, the maturity of the character will seem to matter. Kodas are experienced hunters. Their possession of weapons increase their chances of delivering critical hits. These are hidden powers to the weapons that have yet to be discovered, right? So for myself, I did a little window shopping with you when Kodas were revealed, and I ended up pulling the trigger on a Koda that had a weapon before Kodas had weapons on
before
the
that metadata.
Yeah. So like to hear this, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. There's going to be a competitive advantage for having that conch shell beater and wondering if it's like a one. It's I think a one of 13. You know, there's only 13 of them in the whole collection. What
Yeah.
will that do? What sort of value will that weapon have? And for the first time here, we see that weapons do have a bit of a value increase for certain components of the battle.
It's gonna help. It's gonna help. It's gonna help you defeat the shattered more efficiently,
Also,
right?
just I love this graphic of the Coda with the weapon with the little Mara right behind it. Like that's
Yeah.
very cool graphic.
I mean, the illustration and the art, they haven't fucking lost in that.
No,
So
they're fantastic. So
I
let's look at
mean,
the last one, man.
real quick, I'm looking right now. I'm just like, if you have a coda with a weapon, I just feel like, do you feel like the weapons are overvalued or undervalued?
I mean, considering where I bought mine, I think they're tremendously undervalued. We don't know realistically what the value is of them and how to correspond that. I think market price versus actual purposeful value are completely different things. Market value, I hope it goes back up to
So
where I
the
bought.
floor for a weapon is 5 ETH, but you
Oh
know, some
god,
ETH offers are being accepted for 4.7.
that makes
But
me so sad.
5 ETH, and then you got codas sitting at 3.7. So you're seeing you know, a difference of about 1.3
I think
for a
there's going
weapon.
to be it's going to be one of those things where in the moment once we see the action, you'll be able to see it clear as day. But until then, it's a lot of speculation, right? So
Yeah. My
I don't know, man.
speculation is I feel like they're overvalued. So I feel that, you know, yeah, it's going to offer some buffs in the game, but eventually there might be some more weapons that we could potentially earn during loot,
Well,
you know,
how
during
do you
the
how do you correspond that kind of statement to like a mega coda, right? Where these codas are trading for hundreds of ether. Like, do you think they demand that kind of value, or is that like, oh man, you might as well sell your mega now and take home mega money, otherwise you're gonna regret it when the game starts.
Yeah, man. No, I think it's more on the flex than anything, dude. Like, there's no way it's going to be like just some sort of massive OP where someone could say like
Uh,
it's worth 100K. You know
I
what I mean?
mean, I
That's so like up to whoever
it
wants to
is,
pay
it
for it.
is,
You
it
know,
is.
so
However, remember when ApeCoin came out and they just decided to give it like a relative value towards the floor price, right? So there was an awareness to a degree of like, oh, well, we see how this is trading. We're trying to keep this coin in correspondent value. So,
to me, it's all overpriced, dude. It's
I
all
mean,
overpriced.
that's it is and it isn't. We'll
We'll
find out.
see.
We'll find
Exactly.
out.
We'll
We'll
see.
find out. All right, let's.
Not to flood anyone's bags. I'm just saying, like, you know, even for weapons, like I think, you know, the whole idea of the other side too is like you be able to find blueprints, you be able to
Mhm.
craft weapons. Like, what's stopping me from building a weapon? Like,
You can't have a conch beater.
yeah, no, why not? Why not? You
No, and that's
know,
the thing. Maybe you gotta go find certain things that can help you craft that,
exactly.
and there you go. But in the
And
meantime, I
even
get a competitive
the
advantage.
Coda Axe is in the star map, and the star map showcases, like, you know, it shows the Book of Relics, it shows the Coda Axe, it shows the Jar of Coda Farts. Those are unearthed artifacts which we apparently earn and win as rewards for defeating the Shattered. So to me, it makes me think that I have the opportunity to actually win a weapon.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is just
I
like,
hope not because I bought one of each.
yeah, that you do because you're bag
So
biased, but I
no,
think
but you're
because
right.
you have one.
But there's gonna be things you're gonna be able to build and earn along the way. But what I'm hoping is that there's a competitive advantage. There's a reason to have one early, right? Because like the same way with the coda and the fragments, the codas can just get to work while the fragments have to be vested and harvested. And you know, there's got to be a time period where they're before they're actionable, right? So the codas should, in essence, get this competitive advantage of time to start doing an action beforehand, right? So it's going to be the same thing with the quota farts, with the axes, with whatever, right? You're going to get some kind of early opportunity if you're aware of what's happening to action those things. But let's keep going through this enchanting. And enchanters is very interesting, right? Like this is the one where people were unsure of what the purpose was. Enchanters need to remain rooted to the camps for their buffs to be active. So Coda and Kodamara assigned to enchant cannot participate in farming and hunting. This one was interesting to me, right? So this one, and we thought this before, it was a multiplier in a sense. This helps the other ones, but you can't actually like do anything with it per se, except help amplify the farming and the hunting, right? So that's
So
an interesting one.
they're staying at the camp. So they're not even like rolling out with you to the battlefield
No,
to even help you out. They're just like going like this, and they're just like, yo, we're gonna help these guys out.
That's it.
So
right
yeah,
here it says no. And to just figure out, like, to follow up what you're saying, right? Enchanters boost the skill of all the Oda assigned to their Oda the Deed camp simultaneously. The more enchanter Maras you have, the faster your farmers will farm. So to your point, Sean, like they go out and your enchanter just stays at camp, giving them that amplification energy.
yeah. And then on the third one, it says, and the better your hunters will fight, when utilized correctly, enchanters will provide a great advantage to any team. So yeah, dude, I feel like, maybe you have a coda without a weapon, but you might be able to make up for some of that productivity and defeating the shattered with an enchanter as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I wonder too if you have 6 enchanters, does it amplify times 6, or how does that work, right?
Yeah, we still don't know the kind of limits of like how many enchanters we'd be able to have in our camp. Yo, you're muted.
Yo, that's awesome. The Oda is definitely something we're still going to be learning a lot about, and I'm excited because the Legend of the Mara should be giving us more information soon. I feel like the gates to the Legend of the Mara, in a matter of speaking, should be opening relatively soon. I'm curious how we're going to balance all of our time as we have Legends of the Mara on the horizon, 10 KTF with the popcorn and all the bounties and all the mission. That's already a lot. And then, Heavy Metal Rift opening and then Rec League opening. I never thought I'd say this, but I don't know how I'm going to play so many games in such a short period of time. So, it's going to be a fun battle and problem to have, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully the market takes a turn too, because it makes it a whole lot more fun when the value of all of these game assets go up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I
because
think
then you start to realize you're like, yo, I can actually play this game and sustain off of this. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes me excited to just continue to put more time into this. If it doesn't, then actually fundamentally this makes the game really, really difficult to invest my time
100%,
in.
100%. And it is exactly that. You have that risk reward cost opportunity for your time, and for what the game can provide. And the reason so many of us want to play these games is for the opportunity of income, right? Like that's majority of it. Some people want to play because
I want to make
fun.
my time valuable, right? Like my time is valuable.
It is.
I want to make my investment into this game, as far as like my time investment, energy investment, to actually be a part of the economy and the economics of the game.
Right.
So if I'm putting in effort and work into this game, and we're talking about a global supply of certain things, right? I want to be able to contribute to that economy. Right. If I'm able to earn certain things and then be able to offer it up as value to the global community, then that could actually make this investment of time worth it for me.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I see it. We have the ability to do this. It's not just for fun. we have the ability to create businesses off of this. We have the ability to earn off of this. We have the ability to contribute our value to making this game and enhancing the experience to others as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that can be fundamentally changed in gaming, where the players can actually be a part of the economics of the game.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who've been creating, you know, a fantastic financial opportunity for themselves with heavy metal vote selling, and kudos to you guys. That's always nice to see. But at the end of the day, like, I want to play a game and be rewarded for the structural way the game was intended to be played out. And I think that's why I get excited about Rec League, right? Because I see that Web 2 sales opportunity as like, oh, that's interesting. That's novel. That's different. That could be something cool financially, but we don't know until we explore it. What I do love is that we have a ton of opportunities to find out right in front of us. It's not like it's just Rec League or it's just Legend of the Mara. We have Other Side coming. We have Rec League coming. We have 10KTF who has delivered value already. You know, there's a lot of things happening simultaneously. But you know, Sean, it is the witching hour where we've been hanging out for a little bit more than an hour, and I gotta pee, dog. So you know, I think
That's
that's the
usually the
cue.
indicator.
Yeah, that's usually the cue where I'm like, that's as long as Jason the Ape can go. I love everyone out there, and thank you everyone for hanging out for another episode of Other Space PM. It's always fun to hang out and connect. Sean, I think we covered a ton of informative stuff tonight,
We
and
did.
this
Let
has been
me
a hell of a week, man.
let me
Tomorrow,
quickly
I
let me
was about to
quickly go over
say,
some things that we got on the timeline right now.
let's watch our live stream of ourselves. That's cool.
Here you go. So, you know, first off, we have a workshop tomorrow. That's going to
Yeah,
be super fun.
that's gonna be super sick.
So another edition of Unlocked, and tomorrow we're going to do Other Decks Unlocked, and we're going to be joined by Adam V, who's one of the co-founders, who's also in the chat right now. Shout out Adam. And we'll do an interactive workshop, and Adam and I were discussing as well. You know, this is just another amazing tool that we can use as Voyagers to really help shape our strategy. The more familiarized we are with the tools that are out there, the better off that we all are.
Absolutely.
And you know what? For participating in this really cool workshop, for the participants that are there, we'll have some opportunities to win some Ape coin as well.
Oh,
You know? Yeah. So
can I win? Can I win?
Yeah, why not, dude? If you're
Yay.
quick enough, you know, so we'll have some you know, fun, you know, pop quiz type stuff where we'll have people use the tool, research it, potentially win some Ape coin on the spot.
Nice.
And yeah, I think it's going to be super fun. You know, just the fact that we have a place in which is our Discord that we can come to learn about new tools that the community can use, and you know, just be able to participate, sharpen their skills, hopefully be able to speak with others, bounce ideas off of others to help shape up their strategy and what they could potentially be looking at when it comes to Other Side and Legends of the Mara.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're going to do this interactive workshop tomorrow at 12 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, tomorrow, September 13th.
In the OTHERspace FM Discord. So go to
Yeah.
otherspace.fm if you're looking for the Discord link, or go to our Twitter page at OTHERspace FM, and you'll be able to find that information.
That's it. And finally, before Jason goes pee-pee, we have OTHERspace FM on Thursday, and this is going to be a special one because not only are we going to talk about Other Side Legends of the Mara, Rec League. Rec League will be the founder, not the Founders Cup, but the actual Mezzies Mayhem tournament begins that day. So we should be able to start building our mechs that day. And also the Rift opens. So the hunt begins for heavy metal. And so to help your little heavy out, you can win this beefy bonus pack that Yuga Labs is providing. So shout out to Yuga Labs, shout out to the team there that reached out to us and wanted to make this giveaway happen. And we're super excited. This heavy metal bonus pack is pretty beefy. It's beefier than the previous ones that I've seen go out.
How would someone participate or join if they wanted to?
First of all, go to OTHERspace FM's X profile and make sure you find this tweet, because in that tweet you'll see the thread with all the details. It's as simple as retweeting that announcement, set the reminder for the space that's right below it. Make sure you're following OTHERspace FM, because we're doing a Twitter picker and we're not going to pick someone who's not even following the damn account. And then also comment your heavy number down below. And then be present on the Twitter space. So those are the simple ways you'd be able to enter.
Yeah. And we're very appreciative of Yuga Labs allowing us to give this giveaway to the community. One of the things that we love doing, guys, is finding ways to reward everyone for hanging out. And we appreciate Yuga for allowing us this opportunity to reward our community with a beefy bonus pack. So I'm stoked, man. I can't wait for the Forge to open. I can't wait to see who takes home day one of the Rec League tournament. I know that won't actually be something anyone takes home, but I'm curious who'll be leading after day one, because I'm going to be smashing all the buttons, even though NFT Traveler told me I can't play on a remote for like an Xbox. I'm still going to figure it out. I'm going to try.
Damn.
I don't know how to use the keyboard. I can't read.
Damn, son.
Apes don't know how to read. All right, listen, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out for OTHERspace PM episode 7. We will be back next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time to roll back episode 8. But like Sean said, tomorrow 12 p.m. come to our Discord, Pacific Standard Time.
We'll see you before that. We got something on Wednesday. We got the fucking Discord.
Thursday.
We got OTHERspace FM.
That's
we
our
got
show.
something on Saturday, which we're going to be premiering a new episode of Deckside featuring the homie Jerry. So we got a packed week, dude.
All right,
and we got so much, dude. We'll see y'all in the Discord. See you on the timelines. Thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate you, every single person that tuned in tonight, man. Jason, thank you, man.
All right, love you. Bye, guys.
Later.